There's a term called networking. I personally feel it's senseless
Okay.
until you have some value to offer to the other person. But having the ability to consume something, develop their own takes, mindsets कि ये XYZ, I think about it, ये बंदा ऐसा सोचता है, ये बंदा सोचता है, but that's my take.
Okay.
It might be subjective, it might be same, but not be like कि मैंने ये content consume करा, अब मैं उस पर comment कर रहा हूँ खुद की उस पे opinion पे, but that's the influence of the content which I have consumed so far.
So one of the most crucial topics in a startup journey or even in life is money. How has your relationship with money changed? How do you look at it now, which you didn't before?
So I perceive money as a game. Like the more levels you'll cross over the period of time, the better it'll be going to be.
Now that you have realized these things, now that you have this knowledge, now that you have this wisdom, what does your future look like? You know, the startup has become a very attractive and a common term amongst youngsters these days. All the movies and they don't show you the hard work. Have you had moments where you just wanted to leave everything and just run away? So when you are a curious person, you see an opportunity in anything and everything. Everywhere you go, every person you talk to, you find an opportunity, you find questions. But then you cannot pursue everything, right? As a curious person, you get 100 ideas a day. And today we have with us Manan Agarwal, who is one of our students, and he will tell us how out of so many ideas, you choose one idea and you make it work, and you make it work in such a way that then everyone wants to copy you. So welcome to the show, Manan. And this is the series which is called Meet the Entrepreneur.
Okay.
Thank you for being with us today. And I would want to know your journey from the very beginning. Tell us, how did you get the idea and what all did you do to make sure that this is the idea I want to work on?
Sure. So do give a brief intro about me. I own a media company called Mediaverse, where we help creators based in India, particularly in fintech niche, self-help niche, to grow their info product businesses, particularly courses, ebooks, and a bunch of things along those lines. So we build complete funnels for them, do some ads for them. So the creators having the following, but don't know how to monetize that following in the form of info products. So this is where we step in. This is what we are up to. Plus, we work with a couple of Shark Tank based brands in order to grow their D2C front, particularly towards with the help of Facebook ads, Google ads, and a bunch of things along those lines. So this is what I do at the moment.
Okay. And when did this seed, when did this idea strike your mind? When was it that, like, what were you doing and how did you get this idea?
So I was into a bunch of things related to marketing, AI. I've been a super nerd since like my so since my school time only. So I went been to school. जाता ही नहीं था, कोविड चल रहा था.
अच्छा हाँ.
So class 11th, class 12th, half day में जाता था, lunch करता था, छुट्टी हो जाती थी. My tuition teacher used to be a class teacher as well.
Okay.
So it was like कि मैं 3 जने classroom में enter कर रहे हैं. I was the only one who was allowed to sit in the classroom. Due to that, but session utilized all the things to the fullest. Then जाकर exploring my stuff only. Laptop पे लगा हुआ. Then फिर घर पे आके back to. So previously I used to have a computer, typical desktop setup without a webcam and वो सारी चीजें थी. So we started researching, consume hardcore on YouTube content. Then eventually I connected with couple of things. So I used to sell, one of my friend used to sell that third party cookies. आप Amazon Prime use करते हो, आप Netflix use करते हैं, वो सारी चीज़ें second party. Then he was like कि इसका अपन scale up पे business कर सकते हैं. So I used to sell those cookies create करके, coding करके to him.
Okay.
And he was running the agency.
Okay.
And he was into media company.
Okay, fair.
तो उसको media company में होता है. Plus we have the tools called SEMrush हो गया, Grammarly हो गया. So there are a bunch of marketing tools. They are very costly. If you take SEMrush for example, so these kind of tools, Ahrefs and all, cost 7 to 10K a month.
Okay.
So you are starting the agency. You need to do the SEO. You need to use those tools, but there's no way to do it. So for essay third-party cookies create, okay, I used to create those cookies and all, and used to sell it.
Okay.
Then eventually we connected after 8 to 9 months, I guess. तो भाई करता क्या है? देखो daily इतने सब कुछ चाहिए होते हैं. I was making like 3 to 5K, something along those lines by it. So he was like agency वगैरह कर रहा हूँ, content कर रहा हूँ. So I started exploring this. ये बंदा करता क्या है? थोड़ा देखते हैं. ठीक है. And then eventually we partnered up for a bunch of things that got on well. वो अच्छा चला. Then फिर going forward we also did some collaborations kind of thing. He referring me more folks to for the subscriptions and all. Probably it gone well. 2 years down the line, we decided like you have a bunch of client base because most time freelancing में थोड़ा सा अच्छा करने लग गया था. I also have a bunch of clients base. Let's collaborate and sync up how it goes. ठीक है. We did that. Numbers were good. So we started scaling up, picking up pretty crazily. Like one year into business, massive cash flow, clients on board हो रहे हैं. वो जहाँ पर कराटे सीखने जाता है वो हमारा क्लाइंट है. मैं जहाँ पर हमारा जो फैमिली डॉक्टर है वो मेरा क्लाइंट बन गया. couple of my relatives, couple of sisters, मतलब पूरा कैश आउट कर लिया हमने.
Anyone and everyone around you who, you knew you cashed in on that opportunity.
Yeah, थोड़े से बात करना आते ही था. Stories आती है. We are having the word on this the other day, right?
Okay.
So that was the idea. Yep. Then eventually get into flow. Then he moved out to Canada.
Okay.
So वहाँ पे we developed pretty good client base. So he's operating in EST time zones as of now. I'm operating in IST time zones. But पूरा messed up है. Like I have to wake up in EST time zones. So IST में operate कर रहा हूँ. It's like all chaotic around that.
Yeah, I have often seen you do that. Not sleep the entire night and you're working at nights.
But
So
like
it does take a lot of hard work, which is not visible from the outside.
it was a toll. But the best part is you have to get the opportunity to talk to a lot of founders, a lot of people doing good stuff around that. Because I can't imagine myself as a like 19, 20-year-old talking to someone sitting in US to a particular city, retired army officer launching a dating app, right?
Okay, that is way too niche.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so one more question that a lot of our students had was that, being a student in itself, and especially being a student of GCEC, is difficult in itself. How do you manage your entrepreneurial journey and being a decent student together? Like, what are the challenges that you face, or what are the good things you find here that have helped you?
So obviously, founder's life has been always the priority. Even if I need to ditch, let's say, college. So all my friends or close ones knows that at like, I'd be like, let's miss the exam. Delhi जाना है. Client से meeting.
Yeah, not the
I like missed whole weeks. तुषार सर को एप्लीकेशन दे रहा हूँ मैं. ऐशी मैम को एप्लीकेशन दे रहा हूँ. जाना पड़ गया. Then they ask for the proofs भेज रहा हूँ. Me sitting in that corner with that clients and the things along those lines. So miss करना पड़ा काफी. But it's pretty glamorized. मतलब ऐसा बहुत hard take नहीं है. Things ooze in a flow if you know how to manage, and over the period of time सब कुछ fix हो जाता है. सोशल लाइफ में तो बहुत कॉम्प्रोमाइज होता है. लाइक यू डोंट गेट टू मीट योर फ्रेंड्स वेरी ऑफन. वो सारी चीजें इट टेक्स
go out clubbing and to the cafes every
I do, but not every way, particularly aligned to weekends only.
Fair enough. Okay, so all this, the startup has become a very attractive and a common term amongst us youngsters these days. So, and this looks from a distance, it looks very beautiful, that, we'll start making our own money by the time we end college, and we'll have this and all the movies, and, they're not showing you the hard work. Have you had moments where you just wanted to leave everything and, just run away?
There have been couple of instances like that, but बचपन से there is a kind of like self belief कि हो जाएगा, कर लेगा. Plus the kind of folks over the period of time I started hang out with. The folks I've connected in this journey of, let's say, last 2 to 3 years. Someone sitting in Pune, Canada, US, UK, Bangalore, Mumbai. They've like really helped to broaden my mindset and change the perspective of how I used to think or approach things. Plus, I've been a part of some like really great courses, communities that really help.
Okay.
Particularly like 5x of the college fees in a month, but it helps. It helps like crazy. It probably like...
So what's the money at the end of the day?
Yeah, of course. If I'll be taking, let's say, 5 years to complete that XYZ thing, and now I take 2.
Yeah, so your money is well spent, right?
It is not a single...
That is what...
More than a course, the community, the people who are there. Like, obviously, if someone is getting interviewed in order to enroll for the course, with the personal test and bunch of tests, then all the green crowd throughout the India is enrolled that course.
A lot of students have had this, so they just wanted to ask you that, how was your experience with Paresh sir and the other mentors for that matter?
I haven't got the chance to interact with Paresh sir so far that much, honestly. But yeah, with mentors have been pretty good. Be it Ankur sir, be it you, Rahul sir, everyone. Like everyone has been like fabulous. Always there to help, happy to help. I called Ankur sir the other day. कुछ दिक्कतें आ रही थी. हमने started from a 5 minute convo. Sir, are you available for a quick chat? We went for like 2 hours. It just usually happen with all of us. Like we talking at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at night. 2 बजे 12 बजे start करी 3 बजे तक on call पे बैठे हुए.
I know. Like some discussions just go that long and you don't even realize time.
I was like vaguely remembering us meeting like in Delhi that day.
But coming back to the startup, what has changed? Like the first step from when you started, what has changed until now? What has changed in this industry? Because it's a very fast pace going, AI with the advent of AI and all these new tools every day. How has it changed from when you started?
It has been changed a lot, honestly.
Okay.
Previously, like if we used to have 5 people doing the same tasks, now we have 2.
Okay.
The content landscape, creator landscape has been changed completely. We have went from like doing everything to being doing one thing, and now like Loki, we are doing one thing. We are doing so good that people are attracted towards us. So it's a sense like be so good at one thing that you become undeniable. So you are slowly and gradually trying to become that.
Fair enough. A lot of our students, they are scared to start their own thing. They think that a lot of money goes into starting something of your own. But like you said, freelancing, you could start, if you are good at the skill set, you could just start by freelancing, right? How important is funding to get a startup running or make it successful? I'm asking you this because a lot of students think that, until unless you get funded, there is no way you can make it big. Like they have this conception कि जब तक कोई बाहर से help नहीं करेगा हमारी तो हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. Right. So how important is the funding? And one more thing, that once you get the funding, how do you use it?
So I've got the chance to interact with a bunch of YC folks
Okay.
जो already funded company बैठे हैं, but at the same time जो bootstrap पे kill कर रहे हैं. So I'll be able to help you with the both perspectives. तो अपन categorize करते हैं. Let's say we have a product business, we have a service business. Service business में if you are operating like typical service, you getting clients serving to them, you don't necessarily need a funding. Product, it's a must. Considering if you have like daddy's money या फिर पहले ही इतना लेके बैठे हो. I'm keeping D2C as an exception as of now. ठीक है. Product में if you need to build SaaS, to start, you don't need the funding to keep it running, to cash out, to like connect with best folks in the industry.
Day-to-day.
A bunch of to manage day-to-day operations, of course.
Exactly.
And bunch of things along those lines. You need to get funding, or either you have some other sources of using which you can probably put in the money and venture out into sales business. That's the idea I'm applying, by the way. Like to maybe using the cash flow from my service business to build a product business going forward.
Okay, that's great. Now, since you've talked about all the hardships and, all the sad and difficult moments, take a minute, think about it and tell me that one moment in this journey where you thought that, I've done it. Or, I am now happy with all the hard work that I've done has paid off. That one moment when you take a breath and you're like, finally, you ho gaya. So have you had that moment till now, or you are still waiting for it to happen?
Probably when I'm 45 or maybe late. So abhi tak to no, it's like day 0 yet to start, yet to get the perfect beginning.
So one of the most crucial topics in a startup journey or even in life is money, right? There was a time when your parents took care of everything around you, your necessities and your wants and everything. Now that you started earning, started making money and also even paying people, how has your relationship with money changed? How do you look at it now, which you didn't before?
They still do take care of me. So I perceive money as a game. Like the more levels you'll cross over the period of time, the better it'll be going to be. Be it like, let's say, health, wealth, relationships, and money for that matter. Money is like wealth only. So keeping all the factors of life, as you'll be growing ahead with the level 1, level 2, level 4 of money, all the other factors which are equally important, which are like a bullshit code, money can't buy happiness.
Going all over the Instagram.
Yeah, so it helps. It generally helps. It allows me to maybe get better learning, get better with like connect with better folks, get opportunities to travel, which of course facilitates bunch of things to me, connect with everyone. So it really helps.
Like, in a video game, the second you upgrade, your armor is better, you're bigger, the muscles are bigger, the house you live in gets better.
Yeah, plus my father is into like hardcore into stocks market.
Okay.
तो जब दुनिया क्रिप्टो का बूम लेकर बैठी थी, वो उससे 2 साल पहले क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट करके बैठे थे. तो ही इज इनटू 1-2 साल पहले ही इज दैट कीन टू इट कि ये आईपीओ आ रहा है, ये स्टॉक्स आ रहे हैं, एवरीथिंग, बट आई एम नॉट. सो वी आर लाइक
डूइंग एवरी
मतलब मेरी सुबह स्टॉक मार्केट की 3 to 1 वाली घंटी बजती है, उससे होती है. That's the typical dinner table conversations with us. Me, my father discussing with my chacha कि ये मार्केट ऊपर गया, ये शेयर ऊपर गया.
Okay, fair enough. So from money to another very important resource and way more complex than it is humans. Right? You have a team. I want to know how big is your team? How did you hire them? And what do you look in a person that makes you want to work with them or even just talk to them? What is it? How do you handle people?
Relationships or handling people like in personal life is pretty messed up.
Okay.
So coming to professional life, it has been good so far. We have been able to incentivize them good, make them grow. If the person is come with like X skill set, if we'll be able to 2x, 3x in like couple of years down the line, that's good.
Okay.
Plus, we take offsides and all, so it helps to mutually grow together and sends a feeling of belonging, make them feel heard.
So you make sure everyone feels involved, everyone's like a family, and they're heard. The problems.
Everyone feels involved, yes, not like a family and all, big no.
Yeah.
Because I did this mistake of like initial times जब मैं start ही कर रहा था hiring my friends कि college के दोस्तों को ही कर लिया. But over the period it's like never hire anyone you can't fire. So it's more towards the folks I know through mutual connections, references, but I have the audacity to maybe if things are not working that well, I can say like they'll probably not be able to help you to grow, or either ways if let's say the person is not contributing to our company, like saying bye bye.
Fair enough. Like if something goes south, you cannot. If it's your friend working with you, you can't blame them, or they already know you enough.
You're talking about a friend. Let's talk about a relationship, for example. You can't.
You hired.
That's a like weird state to be in.
Have you worked with someone professionally you have been with? Like you.
Not very directly, but maybe doing off like couple of gigs together to see how it works. But it's a chaotic state.
Just for your juniors, how bad is it? How bad an idea is it to work with someone you are in a relationship with?
Okay, not like I can't comment in very rigid form as this. Reason being, I have clients like their couples, girlfriend, boyfriends doing good. They've got parents, big shots.
Personal experience.
It's not good.
Okay, so firstly, I would like to congratulate you on being able to have so much experience in such a young age. The kind of things you're telling me, these are the things people realize after a very long time. And often when they're way too late in their life. Now that you have realized these things, now that you have this knowledge, now that you have this wisdom, what does your future look like? What do you plan for your future?
I don't have the like immediate actionable or clarity over this to be very transparent. But yeah, if I see like in a very segmented form, year down the line, 3-4 years down, I see agency doing good because the market which we'll be targeting, it's already in beta. We are doing couple of pilots over that. It's working good. So I'll be probably expanding on that. So I'm landing bunch of like stable diffusion models, custom AI prompts, and hard good tech-based things which are not easy to replicate. It's not like कोई भी आया चलते फिरता replace करके चले गया.
Exactly.
So it's like so hard or so complex to learn in the terms of machine learning and couple of things. So I'm landing that. Maybe in the near future, I'll probably land up a very good tech job based in Silicon Valley, let's say, or maybe continuing doing agency on side. I'm happy to ditch business with this landing is which I'm
open to do a job.
I am.
Yeah.
Not a single question to that.
That's great.
Because I've been running service business as of now. I want to get into product. The best way to go into product, I can't like go ahead with the skill sets which I have to the founder because they already have a bunch of capital being a funded founder. So I have to contribute with the skill set which I've realized like since past months now. There's a great mentor named Chaitanya is also helping me with bunch of things of how I can probably align the 6 months, 1 year roadmap to become indispensable. So basically the idea is to be so good at something that you become undeniable. But reason being the skill set which I'm good at is good to replicate. Like person can come in and replicate in like 2 to 3 years max. The skill set is probably I will be learning. I will be early adopters to that, so it'll be at least taking them 3 to 5 years to replicate.
And that time you'll have the time to get way ahead of them.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll build the service business out of the new skill sets, doing generative AI to let's say funded tech startups instead of doing a job there. So
Well,
that's not clear as of now. So we'll be approaching to.
but you do plan to learn a lot. Like,
I want to pursue further education. That's for sure. Much better education, something into psychology, broadens the mind, more into code. And vaguely, there's a bunch of schools like Guru Kshetra. You have also recommended few of them to pursue for masters and all.
yeah.
So that's the idea. Maybe landing up summer internship in the States. We never know.
Okay.
So it's a plan as of now. Let's see how it goes in the flow.
I wish you all the best for that. So before you leave, I would want one advice that your juniors or your classmates can take to heart, and it would really benefit them.
I would probably be saying travel more often.
Okay.
Talk to like everyone around you.
Okay.
Like generally what I have observed so far, people have enclosed group of people.
Yeah.
जो पहले दिन बन जाते हैं, एक हफ्ते 2 हफ्ते में बन जाता है.
Select circle.
Towards the end of the college, that's the same only. दोस्ती टूट जाती है तो नया group बन जाता है, but in that particular only.
Close group रहता है.
The thing which helped me personally is like meet juniors, meet like folks in my class, or be talking to seniors, super seniors, mentors like you, and other folks on the internet. That really helps. That broadens your mind. Then eventually getting in the flow.
So talk to anyone and everyone possible. You don't have to necessarily follow them, but then you find someone every once in a while.
Yep.
That
Have your own thoughts. अभी क्या होता है? All the students have the thought process. All of them have the thought process, interactions or everything. It's based on the content they consume. Folks they interact with it. Not a
on social.
Shout out to Sheija from ACCI.
Okay.
She's the one of the only person जिसके खुद के thoughts है.
Okay.
I don't know, but I haven't got the chance to interact with like many folks. So obviously they must be there. But having the ability to consume something, develop their own takes, mindsets कि XYZ, I think about it. ये बंदा ऐसा सोचता है, ये बंदा सोचता है. But that's my take.
Okay.
It might be subjective, it might be same, but not be like कि मैंने ये content consume करा, अब मैं उस पे comment कर रहा हूँ खुद की उस पे opinion पे. But that's the influence of the content which I have consumed so far. इसमें the mistake which they generally do is there's a term called networking.
Yeah.
अपने college में काफी popular है. I personally feel it's senseless.
Okay.
Until you have some value to offer to the other person. For example, me as a first semester student, second semester student going to a founder. Yeah, I'll work for a free. That doesn't work because that person also have some value of his time. You have to give. So if you have some value, portfolio, or proof of work to offer that I can contribute this XYZ thing to your business, in order you have to give me like 1 hour a week mentorship or something that really works. So because you have to start with, for example, you are at this level.
Yeah.
So you have to start with at this level only to connect with. Then eventually it raises. If you are at this level, you can't connect with the founder. Then it'll be like photo खिंचवा ली, LinkedIn पे डाली, that's all.
Yeah,
There's no significant tangible outcome to it.
Exactly. And so basically, instead of trying very hard to, or just praying that some founder you meet at a networking event would come and, love your idea and save you, rather than that, take small steps and become good enough that the founder also wants to work with you.
Exactly.
Right? So that you also have something, since he has so much to offer you, you can at least offer him something, instead just of thank you.
Generally, like try to consider them as a person. Like, for example, if you're talking to a creator, generally, let's say that creator has 50K in numbers. Generally, what people is doing is, hi, I really appreciate your work. Photo खिंचवा ली, खुश हो गया, selfie डाल दी. But I try to do it because I'm working with like couple of big short creators in the country. I try to genuinely have a conversation with them. For example, if I'm asking आपने creators system में इतना बड़ा kill कैसे करा, ठीक है? That's the question जो हर कोई बंदा पूछ रहा है. I'm just being a mediocre kid around here. If I implement any particular things, let's say I have implemented 5 things, I am mistaken 4th one. I have a detailed question to that. कि इस मैंने ये XYZ अप्लाई करा, इसमें XYZ में ये मेरे को प्रॉब्लम आई, मैंने इसका ये solution ट्राई करा, नहीं बन रहा, तो what I can do is, I'm assuring you, he'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah, of course. If he's a successful founder, he obviously loves his work, right? And people love to talk about, their work and these startups. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for being with us. And it was lovely talking to you, like every other time. Always a pleasure. We hope to see you again. Let's go. Thank you.